Okay, gentlemen, take my hat off indoors. So, I want to introduce you to Matt, my trainer.
Hi.
Matt knows all my secrets. Like when I don't work out, when I say I would, when I don't show up, when I say... I always let you know though, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. He's a truth teller. I see how this is gonna go. Let's get into it.
So I'm Matt Griffith. I am a personal trainer. I own Catalyst Fitness. I've owned it for 3.5, almost 4 years now. My certifications are, I'm a nationally certified strength and conditioning coach. I have my Bachelor's of Science from Eastern Washington University in exercise science. Basically, we try and be all encompassing with your body. We don't want to focus so much on one thing that you come in with one specific goal, like I want to work on just my biceps or just my abs. We want to make sure we're hitting the whole body. So we make sure we do the whole thing. Every workout almost, but we will focus on those spots. But we want to make sure that we're covering you as a whole to make you the best athlete and or just human being you can be. We're in a smaller environment here because that's what we strive for. We don't want you being out in front of everybody if you're not comfortable with that. And then number two, you're gonna have a little bit better of a trainer sometimes, not all the time, in a place like this because it is specific just to training. Our main goal is fitness goals, not just overall fitness where you're gonna come in and do your own thing. So at a big box gym, they're just striving for memberships, whereas we're striving for results. Biggest thing to do with your trainer, one, is find the right match. Because you need to make sure you're gonna mesh with your trainer. If you have a personality clash, it's not gonna work. And make sure their goals for you and their background is similar to what you want. Because if you're coming in and my goal is to make you deadlift 500 pounds, but you're like, I just wanna get stronger. I don't care if I deadlift 500 pounds, that's not gonna work. You want to make sure that your goals are on the same page and that their expertise is what you need. So,
is it possible to deadlift 500 pounds?
Yeah.
Could I do that?
Potentially. Always potentially. The second thing with that is look at credentials. Make sure it's not a fly-by-night certification that a trainer has. I actually had a lady yesterday tell me that she's one of my clients, she's 90 years old, that on the Today Show, they had one of the staffers get an online certification for 70 bucks. And it took her one time doing the test and she got 70% and she was a certified trainer. So look at the credentials, make sure that it's something legit and long-term. Usually it'll be a nationally certified, so you can look those up yourself. But 9 times out of 10, it'll start off with national something. So like I'm National Strength and Conditioning Association. There's National Academy of Sports Medicine is another big one. Or there's ACE. It's not national, but you can look those up online. The more money, basically, if you go into it and you look and see how much it costs you the certification, the more money, the better off you are. Clearly set your goals. You can have this muddling effect with your workouts where you're like, oh, I just kind of want to get stronger. Well, let's set up a short-term goal for I want to gain 5 pounds of muscle, and then my long-term goal is I want to be able to do 150 push-ups unbroken. That way what happens is there's a set guideline and a set point to get to. Otherwise, if you're just like, I just want to be stronger, well, what's that entail? Oh yeah, have fun and build a relationship, obviously, as we do. We have a pretty good morning when we work out. You don't want to have a dictatorship so much, and you don't want to be so much of a democracy with your trainer and your workouts that it's not fun. Build a rapport. You talk about what's going on with your day, with your life. Otherwise, it's boring for you, it's boring for me. If there's less than 20 words spoken in a workout, it's not that much fun. Unless you are just like, I had a bad day and I want to get after it, okay, we'll do that. But on a daily basis, it's not that much fun. Nobody's 100% every day. As much as we want to be 100%, it just doesn't happen. And that can happen. You guys can coincide where you both have a crummy day, or you can coincide where one's having a rougher day and they realize, hey, let's have a little more fun today. That's a good trainer too, because they realize with that relationship you've already built.
But if your trainer never pushes you.
Yeah, not good. Okay. You're paying them for something. And if you're letting them get away with it, then that's on you as well. It's a 50-50 on that, I think. It should be more on the trainer to realize, but the client's got to step up too, which is actually one of our other ones. You played right into it. Speak up. If something doesn't feel right with the workout in general, like you said, if you're not feeling like you're getting pushed hard enough, speak up. If something doesn't feel right when you're doing a movement, speak up. Don't just tough it out. A lot of people will do that, like, oh, it should be a little hard, I should feel some pain. Well, okay, what kind of pain is it? Is it burning sensation, or is it, oh my God, ow, like my limb's gonna fall off pain? okay, which can also sometimes be burning. But so speak up with that, and speak up about what you like and don't like about the workout. Odds are, if it's something you don't like, we probably will build you into that more instead of just throwing you to the wolves with it. If it's something that you like, we'll probably do a lot more of it sometimes. Depends on where we're at in the cycle too, though. That's a big one. So make sure you speak up. That's huge. And then same thing with your nutrition. Speak up about your diet. If you feel like you need more push in a certain direction or you need more accountability, then talk about that too with your trainer. And they'll gladly point you in the right direction. If they can't help you, then they'll find somebody that will. Hopefully, if they're worth their money. I got one more. Ask questions. Always ask why we're doing this. What's this going to accomplish? What muscle group? Because if you don't know what muscle group, odds are you're not doing it right because you're not feeling it necessarily. Okay, usually a good trainer will also say, hey, we're gonna do this exercise to help with your back or with your legs today, or this exercise you should feel your hamstrings over your quads, so the back of your legs, not the front of your legs, things like that. So always ask questions.
How much does it matter if I'm working a muscle group that I focus mentally on that group while I'm doing the exercise?
It really depends on what the exercise is, how focused. If it's more isolated to one specific muscle, like a bicep curl, the more you focus, the better. If it's a whole leg exercise, like a squat or a deadlift, you're gonna focus on the different aspects of it. So like on a deadlift, you're gonna focus on the lowering part, you're gonna focus on keeping your glutes tight and your low back, and that'll happen. And then on the pushing part, you're gonna focus on driving your heels down, and then you're gonna feel your quads engage a little bit, but more in your glutes again. So it just depends on what the movement is, basically. That's how I work out myself, and that's how I try to make my clients work out.
All right, so truth-telling time.
Okay.
Have you ever fired a client?
Kinda, yeah, sorta, a couple times.
So have you ever wanted to fire a client?
Yes.
And didn't?
Yes.
How did that work out for you?
Usually the client ends up disappearing. And that's not because of my actions, it's just they haven't been dedicated enough.
You could kind of see that coming though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, every time.
All right, so now we're gonna get into things that'll get you fired by your trainer.
Yeah. That's a thing.
There's a thing on the lens.
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna touch it.
Okay, don't mess it up. All right, the number one thing that'll get you fired by your trainer is being disrespectful. We are a person, we are a human being, you are paying us, but we are not your personal assistant or your personal punching bag. If you had a bad day, that's fine, we understand, but don't take it out on us. And if you're not enjoying your workout, don't take it out on us. We are basically the same person at home that we are here. So we have families, we have feelings as well. Even though we sometimes feel like cold monsters or the devil, we're people, so be nice to us. I had very few experiences, thank goodness, with it. But one thing is yelling at them when you're not happy. That happens more in like the higher end, like you're gonna see that more with a celebrity trainer, because you know, a celebrity is a different level of personality for sure. Personally, I've been disrespected just one time that I can really remember. Well, two times. One was a financial thing. A guy trained with me for 6 sessions and felt he deserved a discount after 6 sessions because he was a regular client. Which that's just a diss on my ability level, my knowledge base. And then another one was a woman came in and told me she was in the Army. I could do whatever I want, beat her up, get her in shape for her husband who's coming home from deployment, and then she started telling me no. And no, I can't do this, no, I won't do that, that's not what I want to do. And it just turned into this whole thing, and it turned into like a grudge match almost every workout. So it was a different level of disrespect, but still disrespect. Number 2, confrontation. If you don't like something, be cordial about it. Don't get in our face about it, and don't go around to other clients. Like not so much in this kind of environment, but in a big gym. You know, if you're poisoning the well of members, it's not helpful. Not when I worked for my previous company, but before I came on, that happened when the trainers was unhappy with the ownership, and he poisoned the well by talking about how the owner took more money and how the workouts weren't based on what they were supposed to be actually doing. He was just pushing to get more people in the door. People start disappearing because of that. And it's the same thing in this kind of environment and a big box gym. Is this, if you have an issue, bring it up with a person, but be cordial about it. Third one is tardiness. Being late not only is hard on us because we have a finite amount of time with you, but it's hard on your goals too because there's a finite amount of time. And if you're continually tardy, like 5 minutes is okay, but if we're talking like you're 15, 20 minutes late and it's a 45-minute workout, you're not gonna get very much out of it. Your goals are gonna fall by the wayside, okay? And if you're not letting us know that you're gonna be late, that's just as bad. It's the same thing, being a decent human being. You wouldn't tell your doctor that you weren't running late, you know, and you wouldn't just not show up for your appointment, because then with your doctor, they're gonna charge you too. Odds are we're gonna charge you. So that's a big one too. The fourth one is taking over the workout. You hired us for a reason. We're the professional. We have a certification and or a degree. We've been doing it longer than you. If you knew what you were doing, odds are you probably wouldn't get a trainer. Sometimes trainers have trainers because there's days where they don't want to focus on something. They can't, they've done it enough for the day. There's days where I do the group workout here because I just don't want to do my own workout. I need somebody to push me to do something different than what I would do on my own. So don't take over. Just because you think you know what you need doesn't mean that's what you need. Ask questions. Hey, I heard about this. What do you think? Can we focus on this? I mean, we've done that. We were going to do pull-ups for a while. We went to a pull-up routine, but then we kind of came back to let's just get strong again. I'm all for trying different things, and if I don't know about it, I'll do the research. And the fifth one is blaming your trainer for your lack of results. It happens. Actually, that's another disrespectful thing. I just thought of another client. It does happen. There's a finite amount of time that you're working out with your trainer. If you come in twice a week for 45 minutes like you would here, okay, that's an hour and a half. There's 168 hours in a week. Okay, that's nothing. That's less than 2% of the week that you're actually with your trainer. It's not our fault if you eat like crud when you're not here. It's not our fault if you're not doing anything outside of the gym for your workouts. It's not our fault if you just sit down and binge watch Stranger Things every night. And if you're not, and this kind of goes back to that question earlier about if you don't feel like your workouts are hard enough, okay, same thing. I mean, blame your trainer if you're not being pushed by them. Say something, speak up.
I didn't prep you for this.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work, we'll just edit it out.
Okay.
What would you say? I mean, we can all get on the internet and see exercise routines, workout routines. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of products we can buy. Why would it be better for somebody to pay someone, like I pay you to work out with me, to train me, not work out with me, train me. What's the advantage of doing that versus just the DIY method?
The number one advantage is to make sure you're doing it right. Just because somebody shows you online, like if we were gonna do a video right now of you doing a push-up and I showed, hey, this is how we're gonna do a push-up, there's a difference. There's the kinetic feeling of what's going on with the trainer there to see. If you're doing a push-up and you're just watching a YouTube video, are you doing it right? It feels like you might be doing it right. Another thing is the motivation side of it. You can always talk yourself out of that last rep.
Yes.
You cannot talk the trainer out of that last set or rep because we're gonna push you to that next level. And then, same thing, if, say a deadlift today doesn't feel good, okay, well, I still wanna work on your hamstrings. Cool, you watch the video on how to deadlift, but you don't know what else to do with your hamstrings.
Yeah, and that's something you've been great about. I mean, if I had a certain pain or problem, you'd say, well, let's switch, let's do this. Work the same muscle from a different angle or what have you.
Yep.
And then for me, on my side of it, I know I work out harder when I'm working out with you than I do on my own. No matter how determined or committed I am, there's something about having a guy watch me doing it. Yeah. It's like, or a lady.
Yeah.
I work harder.
Yeah. It's an inherent thing. I've done that, and it's tricky too with that because with other clients in the past, I do machines at a big gym, right? And I would give her the same amount of weight to curl, and if I didn't have my hand there, she couldn't do it. But if I touched it barely, not even helping her, it was instantaneous. She was doing it. So it's a big mental thing like that. It's like you just don't think you can do it, but once there's somebody there hovering over you, you can totally do it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all psychological.
But it's powerful. I mean, I feel like having a trainer. I've tried all the DIY programs. I bought the gizmos that end up being clothes racks in my basement. Sold them. Waited a year. Bought another one.
Yeah.
But nothing has been as effective for me as working with you personally, having you push me. I mean, even like I got through periods where I haven't come in for one reason or another, but I come back, you assess where I am, you get me back on track. It's powerful.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, you bring up the assess. It's when you don't assess somebody, you don't know what's happening, right? Things might change. You might, if you're gone for 3 weeks on vacation and you tweak something, but you don't know you tweak it, and then you go do it on your own, it's the same thing. We're going back to, wait, hey, I don't know what to do to get around this now. So it's always this, there's somebody there watching what's going on with your body, every movement. So that's another thing with that.
Perfect. So if you're in the Spokane area, you should come talk to Matt at Catalyst Fitness, because I've looked at different places all around the city. This is the best.
There we go.
And so get in touch with Matt and he'll talk to you about training. Actually have clients of mine who work with you because of the recommendation. And I mean, I can't recommend you highly enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good. That was fun.